What's the secret to flying Sbang? I can't seem to get it no matter how much I practice. Brother, if I knew, if I only knew. The people in the chat are saying that the answer is stick time, and there's definitely truth to that. But there's a saying that practice makes perfect, and then there's a rebuttal to that, which is that only perfect practice makes perfect. In other words, if you're practicing and repeating the wrong things, you will learn to do those things, but they may not be the things that you're trying to learn how to do. So in terms of Sbang, like the way that I approach it is to look at, to watch Sbang footage and try to think about how it looks and how it feels and which characteristics make it look and feel Sbangy to me versus other types of freestyle that I've seen. And then I try and emulate those things. That is not the most efficient way to learn a skill. The most efficient way to learn a skill is to have a person who is good at teaching and who knows the skill teach you how to do it. Because they will focus your practice on the things that will give you the biggest gains. So for example, someone might say that a key to Sbang is to be able to do 180 moves with just 100% muscle memory. So you could just bang, 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 180, 180, 180, 180, every direction with perfect repeatability. I've heard some people suggest that. I'm not saying that because I'm not good enough at Sbang to act like I could teach somebody how to do it. But that's something people have told me, is that the Sbang pilots have excellent muscle memory so they can lock the horizon just very quickly without little adjustments. And that sort of clean, snappy, precise characteristic is one of the things that makes Sbang feel like Sbang. So a teacher would tell you, okay, you're going to start working 180s. And we're going to get your rates dialed in exactly how they need to be. And then you're just going to go out there and you're going to work 180s. And keep working them until you get that muscle memory exactly right. You know? I don't know the secret to flying Sbang. But that's how I approach it. And if you can find somebody who knows how to do it, who could give you tips. But so often in FPV, we don't have access to those teachers. And we just need to sort of learn by ear. Like I imagine, you know, a lot of musicians do today. A lot of musicians today are not classically trained. They just learn by ear, by listening to other people and trying to emulate what they do. It's not the fastest way to learn, but it is, when you don't have other resources, it is a way to learn. Hey, Bubby. Good to see you, Bubby. One Pack FPV says you can't teach style. I mean, I disagree. Here's why I disagree. You can't teach style. One Pack, the existence of session musicians proves that you can teach style. You can, well, you can learn it. The existence of ballroom dancing proves that you can teach and learn style. What I mean by that is, when you say you can't teach style, you're thinking of extremely cutting-edge creative people. You're thinking of Jimi Hendrix before electric rock and roll blues existed, and Jimi Hendrix, you know, helped invent that. He had his own style, and people who came after him learned to emulate his style to some degree, though, didn't they? They absolutely did. They have their own style. So I go back, though, to session musicians and ballroom dancing. Like, you look at ballroom dancing, you watch a waltz competition or a tango or a salsa or whatever you want. Everybody there, in little ways, has their own style, but also everybody there is doing the same dance in a very similar style. That's the nature of it, right? It's regimented. And session musicians, These are some of the best musicians in the world who probably most people don't even know their names. And they show up in the morning at a recording studio, and the band is there, and they say, we need you to write a guitar solo for this. And they have to write the guitar solo in the style of the band. And that's their skill. They just do it. They can just emulate the style of anybody. And they do. So you can. You can. But I know what you mean. You can't teach style. I think you can. The real thing is that if all you ever do is emulate other people's style, then you're not really finding your sort of highest expression of your own creativity. But the flip side of that is that not everybody has this fountain of creativity inside of themselves where they're going to put this amazing thing out into the world. Like for me, I will never be the most innovative, genre-defining freestyle pilot. The best that I hope for myself is to be able to have a good time copying the style of people who are better than me. That's just it. So